Today I'm going to make another canvas for my wall, and I thought you might like to see how I do it. Now, this is a canvas that I made a few weeks ago, and it's got the right colours in it for the room, but what happened was when I started doing up the hallway, I found that this particular canvas looked really good above the table that I've just revamped, and so I have to do another one for the lounge room. So what I've done is I've started to make some items that'll go to make up the canvas, and what I have to do first is the background. So I'm going to use these same greeny colours, and I thought I'd show that to you. But first of all, I'll show you how the canvas is going to look. Okay, so I've made up, as I've shown you in past tutorials, I've been making things out of my scrap paper that's left over after I've done backgrounds and journaling. So what I've done here is I've just sort of blue tacked them together to show you what, and to show myself what they might look like in the end, is I've just made a whole pile of components that when they go together, they will work together on this mixed media canvas. So what happened was I just found the background papers that I had scribbles on. You can see these ones got scribbles on, and I just free cut them into sort of a round shape with what looks like very rough looking petals. And then there's another one. Sometimes if the background paper didn't have a lot of colour on it, I'd add a bit of colour just with my fingers. And this one's got paint on it using this stuff that's just fantastic, Punchinella. So making up the three elements of the flower like that, what I'm going to do is just glue those three pieces together. But first of all, I'm going to take them to the sewing machine, and I'm actually going to sew round some of them, probably in black, to just make them really stand out. Now, this one here is a lot bigger, and what I've done with this one is I've used my portfolio oil pastels around the edge and smoothed that out to make the edges of the flower stand out. And then I've gone over with my Sharpie and just done the black around the edge of the petals. And whoops, that's already glued onto the background in that one. So we'll leave that on there. And here's the last one. And I'll just take all this blue tack out so that you can see the original elements. What I actually did for these was I've got these cardboard or chipboard flowers, and so I just traced around the paper like that and then cut round it and then did some extra painting and pen work in the middle. So there we are. That gives you an idea. That's another one there that I used on this one, and then I cut it down to a different size. There we go. So just use it to trace around on the outside. Just put it up there so you can see it better. Okay, so what I'm going to do is sew around some of those, and I won't do that on camera right now, so I'll just move those to the side. So this is the canvas I'm using. It's a 12 by 16 inch, and I just want to show you what I'm going to start with for the background. I'll just rip it open. I'm just hoping I actually got 30% off these the other day at Spotlight, so that was nice. And I do have a shop where I can get 60% off. That makes a big difference. One of the cats sat on this earlier and it looks like she's dented it a little bit. Okay, so to start with, the same as I did on the other canvas, I used some tissue paper and actually used some PVA, watered down PVA glue to glue the canvas on to the picture, the tissue paper on. Right, I'm going to stop this video now while I go and find the tissue paper, and then I'll be back.